The first lie didn't sound like a lie. That's what keeps replaying in my head. Not because it was convincing, because it was small, too small. I'm just tired. 4 words, that was all she said, and somehow those 4 words were the beginning of the end. At first, I ignored it, because when you love someone for years, you learn to excuse things. You call it stress, exhaustion, mood swings. Anything except betrayal. But the truth? The truth usually arrives quietly, and deep down, I think I felt it before I ever found proof. The scariest part wasn't her behavior, it was how quickly my instincts started connecting things I didn't want to see. The distance. The silence, the way she suddenly protected her phone like it contained another life. And maybe it did. The night everything changed, felt painfully ordinary. Rain outside, TV running low in the background. Her beside me on the couch, scrolling endlessly. But then I noticed something. She smiled at her phone the same way she used to smile at me. Not casually, not politely, that dangerous kind of smile. The kind that escapes before people remember to hide it. And every time I looked over, she tilted the screen away slightly, not obvious. Just enough. That tiny movement ruined my peace, because once doubt enters your mind, nothing feels normal again. Suddenly, every late-night notification sounded personal. Every "I'm going to bed early" felt rehearsed. Every moment of affection felt delayed, artificial. And the worst part, I started becoming someone I hated. Suspicious, quiet. Watching instead of trusting. Because betrayal changes you before it's even confirmed. The next week became unbearable. Not because I discovered the truth, because I almost did, over and over again, and honestly, almost knowing is torture. Because your mind creates worse scenarios than reality ever could. I started noticing details I should have ignored. She cared more about how she looked, started wearing perfume to places that didn't matter, smiled at messages she never answered around me. And somehow, she became emotionally further away while physically still beside me. That contradiction destroyed me slowly. Then came the moment I still wish I never experienced. One evening, she left her phone charging in the kitchen, unlocked. I remember staring at it from across the room, like it was daring me. Part of me wanted answers, another part prayed I was wrong. Then the screen lit up. One message, one name, Marx's. No heart emoji, no romantic nickname, nothing obvious. That's what made it terrifying, because hidden things rarely look dramatic. And then I saw the message preview. I can still feel your hands on me. My chest tightened instantly. Not anger, not yet. Something worse, disbelief. Because in that moment, my entire marriage split into 2 versions. The version I thought I was living. 5, and the real one happening behind my back. I picked up the phone. I shouldn't have. I know that now. But pain makes people cross lines they once judged others for crossing. So I opened the messages, and what I found wasn't graphic. It was intimate, which somehow hurt more. Voice notes, private jokes, long midnight conversations. Pictures from places she told me she hated. And suddenly I realized something horrifying. Another man wasn't just touching her attention. He was living inside her emotional world. That realization broke something inside me, because physical betrayal is one thing, but emotional betrayal, that changes memory itself. Every anniversary suddenly felt fake. Every "I love you" became questionable. Every happy moment became suspicious. I sat there reading for nearly an hour, completely numb. And every message felt like another piece of my reality collapsing. Then I found the sentence that destroyed whatever hope I had left. I feel more understood by you than by my own husband. That line crushed me, because now this wasn't temptation. It wasn't random. It was attachment. And attachment is dangerous because people fight to keep what they're emotionally attached to. That night, AB said nothing. And honestly, that silence scared me more than the messages. Because deep down, part of me already knew this marriage was dying before I ever touched her phone. So instead of confronting her, AB watched. The way she laughed quieter around me, the way she locked her phone faster, the way she became emotionally absent while pretending everything was normal. And slowly April realized something painful. She didn't suddenly leave emotionally. She had been disappearing piece by piece for months, and I was just the last person to notice. The next morning, she kissed me before leaving for work, but that kiss felt empty, cold, practiced, like something repeated out of habit instead of love. That's when confusion finally turned into anger. Not loud anger, not screaming. The dangerous kind, the silent kind, the kind that waits patiently inside your chest. And later that night, A finally asked the question that changed everything. Who is Marcus? The silence afterward felt endless. She froze immediately, and in that exact moment, before she even spoke, I knew. Because guilt always reaches the face before it reaches the mouth. At first, she denied everything. Of course she did. He's just a coworker. You're imagining things. It's not what you think. But her voice trembled. And people only rush explanations when they're terrified of the truth. Then I asked her one question she wasn't prepared for. Did you ever talk to him the way you used to talk to me? That question broke her completely, because she couldn't answer it honestly. And silence can sometimes confess more than words ever will. She started crying. Said she felt lonely, ignored, disconnected. And the worst part of me understood her, which made the betrayal even more painful. Because relationships rarely explode overnight. They decay slowly, silently, until somebody else enters the emotional space that was left empty. And once that happens, everything changes. The affair didn't begin in a bedroom. It began in conversations, attention, comfort, understanding. Because most betrayals don't start physically, they start emotionally. That night, neither of us slept. Same house, same bed, same marriage, but everything felt different. And the truth is, the messages weren't the most painful part. The most painful part was realizing another man had already replaced me emotionally long before I ever discovered the truth. So tell me honestly, what hurts more, finding out someone cheated physically, or realizing they emotionally stopped choosing you long before you noticed. Because sometimes the quietest betrayals leave the deepest scars.